In a move many were expecting, the Minnesota Vikings have cut ties with star running back Dalvin Cook, a move that primarily had to do with money, which is why the team failed to find a trade partner for the 27-year-old because of that fat contract. DK, Steve Buchanan, Gary and Thor, Tanner Kern, welcome to the show, gentlemen. Before we dive into tonight's baseball slate, Bukes, which team should do whatever it takes to land this guy's services? And why should it be Garyon's Miami Dolphins?
No.
I was going to say you should probably go to Garion, but it looks like he doesn't even want Dalvin Cook. I guess Garion is okay with Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson as your running backs. I don't know why you wouldn't want to add somebody like Dalvin Cook to the mix there, but the Vikings, this is something they needed to do. They essentially doubled their available cap space, which is just a mirage of crap anyways, but it doubled their cap space on paper to about $18 million. So it was a move that needed to be done, but I'm shocked that Garion doesn't seem to be very interested.
Garion, why are you not interested here? I know that's a crowded running back room, but this guy would be by far head and shoulders better than anyone else you have there.
I mean, that's not even necessarily true. They took Devin Archine out of Texas A&M in the draft. Here's the thing you don't do as an NFL front office. Pay for a running back who's got 6 seasons of tread on the tires. There's a reason the Vikings aren't paying this guy and don't want the cap space that he's taking up. Don't pay for... How are we still having this conversation? It is 2023. Don't pay money for running backs. From a fantasy perspective, pretty simple in Minnesota. I think Alexander Mattison becomes a high-end RB2. A little concerned about how underutilized the Vikings running backs were in their passing game last season. Wherever Cook ends up, I honestly don't know if there's a single situation he could land in where he is clearly going to be the number one running back. You hear a lot about Miami, you hear a lot about the Jets. Those would be committee situations. So I don't know. I think that when the dust settles, there's a very reasonable chance that Madison is a higher draft pick this season than Dalvin Cook.
Okay, I've heard Dolphins, Bills, Tanner, Bears, Cardinals, 49ers. He'll have several suitors. Which landing spot makes the most sense?
Yeah, I could see him going to Miami. I think a strong run game to balance out what they're doing in the passing game would help them a lot here. But overall, I kind of agree with Gary too. You don't want to overpay for a running back. There's a reason the Vikings let him go, right? They owed him over $30 million over the next 3 seasons. It's just not worth it, especially with the guy who does have 6 years of tread on the tire and also has shown some injuries over the course of his career. So it'll be interesting to see where he goes. I like him in Miami, but again, don't overpay for running backs.